Alright, so today we will be upgrading the shifter.
The neutral position has about ½ an inch of play in all directions. The original shifter does have more feel than most cars, but it does have play in all the positions of the shifter.
And here is the hybrid shifter. I got in black instead of red because I wanted more of a sleek, subtle look instead of a flashy look. All right, first things first, you can see the seats are reclined all the way back, which will allow the center console to be removed a little bit easier.
There's 2 plastic fasteners towards the front of the center console. This clip removal tool helped me throughout the whole process. On the passenger side, the clip was missing, so I guess we don't need to worry about it for now. Move the seats forward and you'll have access to 2 screws, one on each side, located at the back of the center console. Twist off the shift knob. Remove the cover that's under the handbrake. The center console should now be able to lift from the back. There are 2 connectors in the front. One is for the aux input and the other is for the cigarette lighter socket. Now the center console is free to remove completely. Now that we can see the shifter assembly, remove the back left bolt using a 12mm socket. Now remove the clip that holds the wiring harness and place it to the side. Now remove the back right bolt. Move the carpet to the side. You can see this plastic piece in the way. It's held by a plastic fastener on each side. Once you pop these out, you'll be able to remove this piece. Now use some pliers to remove the right side shifter cable clip. I had to use a flathead to help pry it off. On the driver's side of the shifter, remove the cotter pin holding the left shifter cable in place. Now, to remove the left-hand shifter cable, rotate it counterclockwise to unlock it. You should be able to pull it out now. Remove the front left bolt. These were on really tight. Now remove the other clip holding the wiring harness. This will give you access to the front right bolt. Now lift the shifter. On the underside of the shifter, remove the clip that's holding the end link and the shifter cup together. Now that we have the shifter out, we can compare the two side by side. First thing I noticed was how slim the hybrid shifter was. It's a compact and sturdy design. Second thing I noticed was the shifter stays upright when not assembled, whereas the old one is only held up when assembled. The old shifter was filthy and just not inspiring to drive. I'm personally so happy with the design of the new shifter. You can also see the original shifter used bushings where it bolts to the chassis, whereas the hybrid shifter bolts directly to the chassis. Okay, let's put the new shifter in. Place the right shifter cable in the slot of the new shifter. Now, this is the only tricky part. You gotta push hard in the forward direction to get the holes to align. When they do, start to screw in these bolts. The new bolts use an Allen head. Reinstall the right shifter cable clip. Now place the left shifter cable in place and rotate clockwise to lock it in place. Reinstall the left shifter cable and use the provided clip to lock it in place. The right cable needs to be rotated to clip onto the new cup. Now that the shifter's installed, row through the gears to check if it all works. The shifter comes with the super hard spring installed, but I wanted a little less effort when shifting, so I swapped the spring. These are 4mm Allen head bolts. This is the shorter spring. You can count it has one less coil compared to the taller spring. Make sure this spring notch is facing straight forward towards the front of the car. Bolt it all back up. It feels much better in my opinion for daily use. clip the wiring harness back in, reinstall the plastic piece, and put the carpet in place. Now you can get the center console back in. Reinstall the trim piece under the handbrake. Now clip those fasteners in the front of the center console and screw in the back in place. I also thought I'd switch it up with a shift knob from Spoon Sports. There's virtually no play in the neutral position, and all the gears basically have no play. The throw is drastically shorter and firmer. I think the new shifter honestly looks sick. I want to find a way to subtly show it, so I might make a shifter plate for later. As I drive it, I'm going to adjust the height and the location of the shift knob to whatever I'm comfortable with.
Alright, this is the first drive with the shifter, also the first time I'm mounting cameras in the car, so bear with me if the angle is just wrong, but we'll improve it as the episodes go on. So, first things first, the shifter is a major difference to the original shifter. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, the original shifter is notchy, but like still got a lot of play and it's loose. This has a very mechanical feel to it that makes it feel really notchy and just a lot more motorsport-like. Here you'll see me go through the gears. That's fourth. That's fifth. Bottom line is the shifter makes the driving experience way more fun. I think that's why we buy the things that we buy for the car, is just to make it more fun, either to look at, to feel, or whatever. I mean, I could just be driving to run some errands, and it just kind of feels like a little race to get the errands done, as crazy as that sounds. By the way, right now the shifter settings is full reduction left and right and front and back, so it's the shortest distance for the shifter both ways. And I also did replace the long spring inside for the shorter spring, which makes it a little bit easier to shift. It's not as much force. The one thing I do not like about this is that the shifter allows you to rotate around the center shaft, but it doesn't allow it to be directly above it. The way the hybrid shifter is designed is it allows you to rotate the shift knob about like a quarter to a half inch around the center shaft. Now it depends on the GD chassis. This shifter is dead center, and it would be perfect if I can just mount a shift knob on the main shaft. Here, so I'll just show you. This is neutral, but you can tell it's going backwards a bit, and it's not just directly centered. Again, not a big deal. The overall feel of the shifter is honestly amazing. It's one of the best purchases I've made on the Fit so far. I don't think the shifter length is too long or too short. Here, I'm at a stoplight right now and I'll run through it real quick. That's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and reverse takes a little bit of effort to go into. It's not a huge deal. It just feels so mechanical, and you know, Honda shifters are obviously always good. Here, I'll run through the gears real quick. Like I was saying, Honda shifters are already good from the factory. They're better than most cars already, but replacing it with this shifter makes it just a lot more fun. It's snappy. I would say it's snappy, it's notchy, it's a lot shorter of a length, and it just inspires driving a lot more. So, do I recommend this? I highly recommend this for the price. I think I paid $370 or $380, and in the next few episodes I'm going to change the detent spring and the shifter cable bushing, which I didn't get to for this episode, but don't worry, I will get it done. I will let you know the difference that I feel. This already feels good, so I can't imagine how much better it's going to be. Hopefully this helped a little bit with the install, make it easier for you guys, and then the overall review, it's a great shifter. So I do recommend it if it's in your guys' budget. It would be a great upgrade. It just feels really good. It's snappy. there's no play either when you shift it to gears. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.